What's going on, everyone? So the Lakers got absolutely destroyed. 138-94, lost by 44 points. And apparently, I didn't know this, but it's LeBron James's biggest loss ever. And LeBron James responded when asked that there would be a lot of changes, that they need a lot of changes, right? And we know in the past that usually when LeBron says something like that, that means they selling the team, right? That means it's time to trade everybody. And I mean, look, in all honesty, the way that the Lakers have played, I don't really blame him, right? Like if I was LeBron, I'd be like, get rid of everybody, trade everybody. Like no one else is showing up. I'm 38 years old. I'm in year 21. I'm about to be 39. I'm over here having historic years and still giving you, 27, 8 and 8 and just playing to the standard that I've had my entire career still, and I'm going to end up getting ran to the ground. I'd like to win another championship before I retire, and I'm not going to be able to do it with this team, at least the way that they're playing right now. Right? The Lakers are atrocious right now. They're not playing good basketball. Now, I do think that there are several factors that go involved in this, right? Darvin Ham has not been great by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not solely on him, right? Like he's became the scapegoat for a lot of people. A lot of people think like, oh, just fire Darvin Ham and everything's fixed. No. I mean, you could turn back the clock and go get prime Phil Jackson. It means nothing if the players don't show up, right? Darvin Ham can only do so much, right? But he's far from perfect, right? He has a lot of issues. He has a lot of problems. He has not been a great coach by any stretch of the imagination thus far this season, right? I don't think he's a terrible coach, but he hasn't done a good job thus far, right? And then you look at the rest of the team. No one's been consistent. Nobody's hitting shots. Nobody's giving the energy consistently on a nightly basis. Anthony Davis is supposed to be your other superstar. He's not doing his job by being one of the leaders and one of the key guys on this team. Now, I think part of it is also the Lakers just not getting him the ball, which again falls on Darvin Ham, which again falls on LeBron, Austin Reeves, D'Angelo Russell, whoever the primary ball handler is at the time. Get Anthony Davis the basketball, right? But Anthony Davis, too, needs to be more assertive. He needs to be more aggressive. He needs to be more demanding of the basketball, right? Like, I love that Anthony Davis isn't this like super selfish superstar, right? That he's a guy that if everyone else is cooking, like he's fine letting everyone else eat, right? But when we need him, he doesn't show up all the time. And that's a problem, right? The Lakers, lack of energy, lack of effort, the injury issues, I think is another part of the problem. Like the Lakers have a lot of issues. Now, in all honesty, that's what I think LeBron means by a lot has to change, because they have a lot of issues. It's not just one singular issue. It's not like, oh, just fire the coach and everything's great, or, oh, just put this guy in and everything's great, or run this rotation and everything's great. No, there's a lot of things that need to happen. Now, I do think that when we get healthy, we'll be a better Laker team. Right? I mean, you're missing 3 of your 4 key just defensive guys. Now, if they were playing and Sixers shoot as hot as they did, then you're still losing that game anyway. But you can make a real argument, do they shoot that hot if you had Jared Vanderbilt, Cam Reddish, and Gabe Vincent? Because you would have had 3 guys as point of attacks. You would have had 3 guys that could have defended better out on the perimeter. 3 guys that maybe could have helped slow Maxey down, right? Like it maybe is a different ball game. Maybe they still lose, but they don't lose by 44. Maybe it's a more reasonable game. You never know. But in general, I mean, this was just inexcusable. Part of it was just the Sixers couldn't miss. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, that was definitely an element of that. I mean, the Sixers were having a historic shooting night. So that is definitely a factor. But it's also just, it's expected now. Like, this isn't an outlier game. And that's the problem, right? I'd love to just be like, hey, things like this happen. Teams get smacked all the time. It's okay, right? We bounce back, we'll brush it off, we'll move on. But that's not the case this year. I mean, almost every game we're down 20 points at some point. We're climbing up this hill. We're getting back into the game, sure, but it's not a recipe for success. It's not something that you can look at and go, oh man, Lakers keep doing that. It's like, the running joke of like, oh, Lakers are down 20, the Lakers are winning, like the Lakers are coming back, right? Like it's a joke, but it's not, like, it's the truth. It's sad. It's sad. I mean, the Lakers have all this depth, all this talent, and nobody can pick it up, right? Like, I still really like this Lakers roster. I still think the Lakers, if they figure it out, can be a contending team. They're definitely not right now, but they have the pieces to figure it out, right? They need more from Anthony Davis, but they need more consistency from other guys, right? I'm hoping, because Taurean Prince ended up hitting 3 threes, although all of them were in the third quarter. I'm hoping that maybe that's the beginning of him kind of righting the ship, because that would be massive. But the way it currently is looking, based on this roster, the Lakers are going to have to do a trade. They have to. They're going to have to go get a DeMar DeRozan or a Zach LaVine, because they need that consistent third guy. They don't have that. Austin Reeves hasn't been that guy this year. D'Lo hasn't been that guy this year. They have games. They have stretches. They have moments, right, where they look that way. But game in and game out, they're not. And so they're putting so much pressure on Anthony Davis and LeBron James to basically be perfect every game for us to just be competitive. Where if you get a guy like a DeMar DeRozan or a Zach LaVine, well, then now everyone else kind of defaults to where they should be. Now Reeves isn't the third guy, he's the fourth guy, right? Now Prince isn't the fifth guy, he's the seventh guy or sixth guy, right? Like Wood is now not the seventh guy, he's the eighth guy, right? It drops everyone down the pecking order, and it makes it so where if Reeves doesn't show up for a game or he has a bad game, you can still weather the storm enough to win, right? And if LeBron doesn't have the best game, you can still win. Or if AD doesn't have the best game, you can still win, because you got that guy that can go give you 20 to 25 every single night like clockwork. The Lakers need that. They need that desperately, right? Again, once Jared Vanderbilt and Cam Reddish specifically come back, right? I still want Rui back. I still want Vincent back. Those guys definitely. But specifically Cam Reddish and Jared Vanderbilt, once they come back, I think the Lakers will be a lot better. They're not the cure-all, especially Jared Vanderbilt. He's not the cure-all, right? It's not like Jared Vanderbilt's going to come back and the Lakers are now the best team in the league. No. But he will fix and help a lot. He's going to help with the energy. He's going to help with the effort. He's going to help on both sides of the basketball. Yes, both sides of the basketball. I know a lot of people think he's not going to help offensively. He absolutely will. Because Jared Vanderbilt, one, is going to rebound the basketball, averages 7 rebounds a game, which limits second chance opportunities for the other team and gives us more opportunities to score on the other side of the basketball. Some of those will also probably be offensive rebounds, which give us another opportunity to score the basketball. Jared Vanderbilt is going to get steals and deflections and forced turnovers, which, again, result in more opportunities for the Lakers, which result in more scoring and more opportunity. Right now, the Lakers, well, I don't know about after this Philly game, but going into the Philly game, the Lakers were 11th in defense, right? So with Jared Vanderbilt, it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Lakers are top 5 at worst, adding Jared Vanderbilt, and then you add in Cam Reddish, that becomes something completely different. It also, on the defensive side, kind of drops everyone down a notch, because now Cam Reddish, who's been fantastic, leading the league in deflections, averaging 3 steals a game, that guy now doesn't have to guard the best player on the other team. Now he gets to guard the second best player on the other team, because now you have Jared Vanderbilt who can defend the best player on the other team. And that means D'Lo, who is defending the second best player on the other team, now he gets to defend the third best player, or Prince, or whomever, right? And now that goes down the list. Now LeBron doesn't have to work as hard defensively. Now you got AD with 2 athletic, sizable perimeter defenders. Right? Like, the problem is that LeBron, like, he's having to have this insane workload for no real reason other than, like, the Lakers just can't get it together. This wasn't even a thought when this team was put together. It was like, man, this team was built for LeBron. This team was built so LeBron didn't have to play 40 minutes a game for us to win. So that way LeBron didn't have to play or didn't have to score 40 points for us to win. So that way LeBron could take nights off and we could still win. And, I mean, this team is atrocious. Right? Like, this team is not getting it done. I still have all the faith in the world with this team. I still believe that they can figure it out. They have the talent. The talent isn't the question. It's the guys stepping up and playing their roles. And look, for some guys, this is a new experience, right? The Lakers' lights are always brighter. We've seen that every year for the existence of the Lakers. Right? You also have guys playing roles that they're not used to, like Christian Wood is usually the second option, right? I mean, with Dallas last year, he was the second leading scorer before Kyrie got there. And he's dropping to seventh on the Lakers. Like, everything's different for a lot of these guys, right? But still, it's not an excuse. You got to figure it out. You got to get through this. We got to weather the storm. I mean, all things considered, the fact that we're still 2 games over 500 is good news, right? And we play Detroit. Again, I don't want to guarantee that the Lakers are going to win that game. They should. I mean, so the Lakers have shown that they're better than the bad teams and they're better than the average teams, right? I mean, the Lakers have shown that. They haven't shown that they're better than the good teams or the great teams, right? So they're not a contender. They're a good team thus far, right? Because they're beating the bad teams. They're beating the average teams. So they're at least in the good area. But they can't beat any of the quality teams. They can't beat the teams that are good to great. And the Lakers have to figure that out. But look, I wouldn't be surprised if we continue in this direction, that LeBron tells Genie and Pelinka, you need to revamp this roster again. I can't have this. I can't win with these guys. I mean, we've seen it in Cleveland, right? Where he had a roster that many thought was going to be good, all this depth, all this talent, and it wasn't very good. And they underachieved, and next thing you know, they traded like 7 or 8 guys and just completely reflushed the roster, and then LeBron made the finals. You know, I feel like we've seen that story. So, anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? Do you think LeBron's about to sell this whole team? You know, whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. See you all in the next one. Thank you.